I don't know if you guys have had a chance yet to check out the combat video that Funcom published from the recent live stream on Dune Awakening, but I have to say, I am super concerned with what I'm seeing here. Mostly because I know that I am going to lose every ounce of my soul when this game comes out because I'm a huge fan of Dune, and this game looks amazing. I can also say that it is amazing because I'm playing in the beta preview event right now, and I've been taking part in the closed beta for a while, and it is a lot of fun. But what I really want to point out here is that the combat video, if you haven't had a chance to check out yet, this is sort of deeper into the game here. So this character has shields, they've got a suspensor belt, they've got a full range of weapons, a vast array of skills, and this is the single player dungeon that they're getting ready to enter into right now, one of the Imperial testing stations. And what's really cool, if you haven't had a chance to check out the video yet, this is about an hour long over on their YouTube channel. The first part of this focuses on the single player build style. What are you going to be doing if you are, like myself, a single player PvE player who's just interested in the story and the crafting and the survival aspect of living on Arrakis and partaking in that Dune fantasy? Then there is the optional group-based stuff, which has nothing to do with the main storyline. It's just stuff that you can go out there and do on your own. And they showcase both of those in this video. The first part is it's pretty standard. You can go into these dungeons by yourself, and as long as you're careful and use your vast array of skills that are at your disposal, having shields, the different weapons, you're a quite capable individual. But it does require a little bit of strategic pulling to take care of the encounters that are on alert here because there's always going to be more than one. And for that reason, you have to pay attention to ads. You're going to have to use crowd control. You're going to have to use different types of weapons. You got to switch between melee and ranged. Often you don't have to. My character and you'll be seeing the videos that I have coming out at the end of the month when we're allowed to share the footage that we've been recording during the beta preview event. Um, I've been focused on the Mentat, which allows me to. I have like and they show it off in this video somewhere. Um, you can summon a turret that helps you. It doesn't last for very long, but it does help sort of attack targets for you. And I also have like a poison dart, which creates like a cloud of poison, which allows me to focus mostly on being a ranged build. I don't go in for melee stuff too often unless I have to, but this character on the screen you can see is using a full array of abilities that he's focused on. And the cool thing here is that when you go in and do the single player dungeons, it's very much set up so that there's a challenge rating, but the AI for the mobs is much lesser than what it is when you go in and do the group based stuff. And I would highly urge, if you're interested in doing the group based side of Dune Awakening, check out the full video that they've got. I'll have it linked down in the description text down below. But it showcases how when you go into a dungeon with a group of people, the mob AI is a lot different for those group-based dungeons because they're using advanced flanking tactics. They're more aggressive in how often they use their abilities. They're using more abilities more frequently. They have a greater array of abilities that they can pull from. And some of that is also just based on the level range of the mobs that you're going to be encountering. They actually have he looks like he's ran into a little bit of trouble here, so he's running out really quick to try to get away from the automatic fire, which will take your shields out. And then the mob just tried to do a knee strike, which will stun you. The red is the shields coming down. The slow blade pierces the shields right there, which is a great line from um, if you know Dune. So there's a lot going on in combat. And this is an interesting area of the game because I personally have spent most of my time so far in beta focused on the crafting survival part of the game because I really love the survival aspect of Dune. Arrakis is a dangerous planet, and so you have to contend with not only the sun, but you also have to deal with the sandworms. You have to deal with bandits, and then when you go do quests, you're having to deal with the people, the encounters that you're facing inside of these dungeons with the quests as well. And then the crafting component, which is building your bases and building your sand bikes and your ornithopters and all of your weapons, like everything that this character has more than likely is something that was crafted. You can find things to loot in boxes and stuff, but the crafting of your own gear and the crafting of your own weapons is a major aspect of Dune Awakening, and it's for that reason I jokingly say, I'm super worried because I have to make fun of that because usually that's in a negative tone. Usually when someone says I'm super concerned, I'm super worried because they're negative about something, we totally like to flip that on its head here on my channel and talk about how I'm just mostly super worried because it's going to suck all my time. And I got to figure out how I'm going to squeeze this in with all the other things that I'm doing. Because June is going to be a super busy month, and this is coming in on June 10th. But I've also got Tales of the Shire is in June. The Altars is in June. Um, what else? At the end of the month is Death Stranding 2. So, like, June is going to be a super, super, super busy month. So it's going to be crazy. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. But in the meantime, if you haven't had a chance to check this video out yet, it is like an hour long. I would highly recommend you go take a peek. It shows off not only just the dungeons, it also shows off the skills that you could take, like the actual skill trees, which is sort of towards the beginning of the video. And one of the interesting things about this game is that even though you do start off with some archetypes, which the archetypes guide you in your early stages of the game, but you're not locked into that, and you can learn skills from across the board from all of the different archetypes. Although it is worth noting, and they mentioned this in the video, that you won't be able to learn every single skill in the game because some skills are locked behind specific archetypes. But for the most part, you can mix and match. By the way, they're using a really cool um, lift there, which drains your battery pack, but it allows you to float around and shoot enemies. And the purple outline that they have going on right now, this was from Spice Prescience, which is a whole other aspect of the game where, and again, it's explained in this video in greater detail, but you can consume spice, which gives you spice prescience, but then there's an addiction factor for your character, and you start needing to consume more and more of it, but then there's side effects to that because you start having spice hallucinations and spice visions, and it can be very bad when you start getting too down the rabbit hole of spice addiction. So there's a lot going on in this game beyond just having some melee and ranged combat. There's also, your cornerstone abilities, capstone abilities, I think is what they're called, um, and the fact that you can mix and match from all these different archetypes to sort of build exactly the build that you want. So if you want to be someone who's mixing melee and ranged, you can. You want to go full melee, you can. You want to go full ranged, you can. There's a lot of different options here. And combat is just one small aspect of the game um, where it's really kind of, you're going to be doing combat if you're doing quests, but there's also a lot of quests that don't have any combat in them at all because it's mostly based around building structures and creating gear and creating the habitats and the refinement tools that you can use to craft things and make vehicles and stuff. So there's a lot of different things going on in this game. It's being marketed as a crafting survival, like a multiplayer crafting survival game. Um, I will say that the multiplayer is there, but it is optional. You can do all of the story in the game, and they talk about this in this video and elsewhere, but you can actually do all of the story in the game by yourself. You don't have to group up with the players if you don't want to, but the content is there for those of you who want to dive into it. So, for my money's worth, like I said, I'm in the middle of the preview event right now, the beta preview event, where we're allowed to record our own footage for the first time, and I can't wait to share all of that with everybody. But in the meantime, they're cranking out a ton of videos over on the Funcom YouTube channel and all their socials. So I would highly recommend starting with this video, which is all about combat, and then working your way backwards from there because they've got videos up on structures around social side of things, the social servers, the guild structure if you're going to go into guilds, the crafting of the game, a whole bunch of other stuff. So check it all out. And in the meantime, don't forget lots of other Dune Awakening coverage in my Dune playlist below. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, before this game comes out, we got a lot of streams to get to before then, which happen every single morning on YouTube and Twitch at around 5 a.m. Central here in the channel. So, like most of you, if you're a Dune fanatic, I'm super concerned, guys, because I'm going to have so much fun in this game, and it's looking like yet another thing that is going to suck my soul with a good sci-fi vibe. See you in the next one, everybody. Stay safe. Happy gaming.